All right, hello everyone. My name is Gino Yu. I'm representing Henry Duh, who's the program leader for the Masters of Multimedia and Entertainment Technology program. It's a master's and this is our info seminar. We'll be here with you for the next hour. Along with me, we have stream leaders of the program, including, I don't know if they can see you, is it just me? But with Anthony Kong, William Liang, David Williams, and Jackie Cho. And so the program is broken into 4 streams, and the 5 of us will be talking to you about this program today. Before we begin, I think we'll just start. Okay, so let's see. So, so the program very briefly is about multimedia and entertainment technologies. It's a Master's of Science, and there we go. And the main thing that's driving this program, and the thing that enabled this program, is the advent and the rapid development of digital technology. I don't know if you guys have heard of Moore's Law. Those of you that come from a computer background have probably heard of it. But what's happened since the 1970s, Gordon Moore, who was the chairman of Intel, discovered or noted that the computer performance doubled roughly every 18 months or 2 years. And so what happens is as the technologies that we have to make chips, which drive digital technology, it continue to improve. It improves on a scale that roughly doubles every 18 months. And because of this, with its development since the 1970s, computers continue to become increasingly powerful. And so from the 70s, initially early on in, computers were used to just manipulate text and to do numerical processing. And as the technology improved and storage capacity also improved, and because of the doubling of the performance, the price drops. In the 70s, it was just text. In the 80s, there were images. A lot of us here on the teaching side remember the early Macintosh computers that first enabled image processing. And then in the mid 80s to 90s, there was audio, and then with video, and then things kind of went online. And today, digital technology is ubiquitous. And so what happens with digital technology is, if you think about, I know it's hard for some of you students, potential students that are looking at this, but if you ask your parents and your grandparents, there used to be records, there used to be books made of paper, and you used to have to buy videotapes. Originally, there was no recording. The only way you could see things was in movies, and then there was television, and then there was recorded medium of first it was tapes, and then DVDs, and then Blu-ray discs. But everything now is online. And so what's happened as the computers got faster and faster, the ability to process media increased to the point where it's ubiquitous and literally everywhere. You've got watches now that can store big libraries of music, and you can actually play them via Bluetooth. And so what happens is, with each generation of technology, things that couldn't be done before become possible, and then B, things that were possible before can enter new domains. They become cheaper. And so if you think about it, things like virtual reality and all of these new things that are possible with LiDAR, to be able to map rooms out and to basically create, just with a camera, to recreate a 3D model of a room, all of these things, because of the real-time processing, become possible. But then also now you can have McDonald's can give you like a toy that has electronics, which would have cost hundreds of dollars in the 1970s. And so the things that are possible now can actually apply into other domains. And so in this way, digital technology spreads and proliferates and influences nearly aspect of life. Now, this is digital technology, so electrical engineering, computer science, all of these things are what are driving digital technology. But I would argue that technology innovation today is driven by entertainment and social applications. And so you talk about your iPhone, people are talking about, oh, the iPhone 10, 11, 12, et cetera. I think we're on 14 or 15 coming up. The new watches that are coming out. And with each generation of technology, they're driven by entertainment applications. So why do you have to upgrade your phone? Why do you need the latest watch? Why do you need the latest Nintendo game console? Arguably, it's driven by entertainment applications. And because the technology becomes faster and faster, capabilities become faster and faster. The application domain is what's driving it. And we want the better graphics, we want the better audio, and we want the better immersive experiences. And so technology is important, but what's really important, which is driving this, are entertainment applications. And that's why we have in this program here that you're considering a master's in multimedia and entertainment technologies. And so multimedia is a fusion of arts and technologies. And again, as I was mentioning, it's driving the need for the faster processors and the faster networks. And because of this, and because it's going into new domains that were not possible before, but then also making domains that were possible before even more powerful and better, opportunities abound everywhere. The other piece of this I haven't really talked about that I'd like to mention too, is because we're dealing with media and multimedia, media almost exclusively influences the mind and thought. And through media and through creating engaging experiences, we have the ability to change the world by changing how people perceive the world. And so this is a really powerful area right now, especially with virtual reality and pedagogy and the importance of education. And for this master's program, our first intake, this is actually, we've been running, I think this will be our 20th year. It's our 20th anniversary, actually our 21st intake here. And so we've been running this for about 20 years, and we've been keeping abreast with the technologies, and the program's been continued updated with the technologies. I'm really excited to announce we're making a new major update of this program this coming year. And so far through the program, we have 850 graduates, including Jackie, who's running the video game stream, which who'll talk to you later. He actually is an alumni, and Anthony actually. We have two of our alumni that actually graduated from this program. Anthony went on to get a PhD, was teaching, and then just joined our program again recently, I think last year. And then Jackie graduated later and created his own video game company. And so not only has he been through the program, but he also has, I think, award-winning game designer. He's got a game company that's won a couple of awards, and he has a team working on commercial projects. While I'm at it here, let me just also mention William, who was educated in the United States, was an entrepreneur, had exit, and he's kind of semi-retired here in Hong Kong, but teaching and taking care of his mother. And David, who is from the UK and educated in psychology, and he also has a company called Asia Digital Mojo. And the reason why I want to bring this up is because our faculty here, and there are a lot of dimensions around it. There's kind of industry and academia, east, west, research, and commercial, which is the industry academia thing, I guess. But it's important for us in this program to really look at all of these different areas, especially when we talk about arts and technology. And the group that we have teaching this is really unique in that we have people that have strong academic background, but then also strong industry experience, and they're actually running companies. And then we have all of them also have a very strong technology background and also arts design background as well too. And getting that mix, especially the art and technology, is very, very rare. And you're not going to find any other programs. There are very few programs around the world that combine them the way that we do. And the big issue with this is that culturally, the technology, those of you that have studied computer science and engineering, and those of you that study kind of art and design, culturally, they're very, very different. And we have, through the 20 years of putting this program together and running it, we have a really good fusion of this and an appreciation of this. And so I think that's what makes this program very, very unique all around the world. And as I was telling you, as I was mentioning, it is really a blurring of the line between science, art, and design. And so science is very technical, it's objective, you have to measure things, and the technology keeps, the science advances, when that drives the technology advances that drive the possibilities of what is possible. Whereas on the art side, it's basically dream big, imagine. You have to have, arguably, I think there's an Einstein quote where imagination is a lot more important than science. Science is things that we already know. Imagination is what is possible. And design is actually a fusing of the unknown and the known, moving to the unknown and bringing the unknown back to the known. It's very much a hero's journey. And so bringing all of this together to develop students and people that have an appreciation of the science, appreciation of the arts, that can also then take that and fuse them together to create something new and original is really an art. And it's what we aspire for in this program. And so as a result of this, it's very, very highly interdisciplinary. And in addition to the stream leaders here, we have a wide faculty. And in Hong Kong here, it's an exciting place where technology is fairly advanced. Everyone has at least one phone. Many people have 2 phones. Some people I know actually have 3 phones. And the underlying infrastructure is very advanced. Both transportation and the telecommunications infrastructure, and we have significant cultural infrastructure as well too, especially with the development of the recent development of the West Kowloon district. And so as a result, and because we are interdisciplinary focused, is we actually have students in this program from a lot of different disciplines. If you're an art design student, architecture, business, communications and journalism, computing, electrical engineering. We have other forms of engineering as well. We've had some mechanical engineering students as well. People that have come from programs in multimedia and also in media and culture. And so we have a diverse group of students in mostly working on honing their craft, understanding the potentials and how to the potentials of digital multimedia and entertainment technology, the processes to ideate and then to implement a project and contribute in an interdisciplinary fashion, working together with students from different disciplines. And that's what this program is structured for and about. Now for us, what we like to have you do is think about, for the students that are coming in, if you do join our program, we're going to be together for a solid year. It's a 3-semester program that includes the fall, the spring, and the summer. And what you should be thinking about is, what is your exit strategy? What do you want out of this program? And for us, the output of this program are there are 3 areas that students will that graduate from our program will move on towards. One is to become a researcher or a teacher, and that's really understanding, developing research methods and understanding how to write grants and to formulate questions at the forefront of knowledge, moving towards the forefront of knowledge. The other is to become a designer, a producer, or content creator, to be able to ideate a project, work for a company, and then ideate a project, and then put a plan together to implement that project and to communicate that to the management of the company. And the third is an entrepreneur, an artist, or a digital nomad, someone that is going to go off and create something new or has a specialized ability that can then work independently or online and basically be develop their own business. And so those are the outputs. So for you, if you're considering this program, you should think about, why are you taking this program and where would you like to be at the conclusion of this program? And so this is what you should be thinking about for this. As for the program, as I mentioned, it's a full year, 1 year fairly intensive too. You'll be working on a lot of projects, and we expect the students to be fully engaged throughout the whole year. Typical master's programs around the world like this are usually 1.5 to 2 years. And what we've done is we've condensed it to 1 year, which is very focused. Broadly speaking, the first semester is about self-exploration, looking at the trends, possibilities, and exploring opportunities, finding the one that resonates with you. And by the end of the first semester, you'll have a capstone project. And in the second semester, you'll be taking electives, you'll deepening your understanding of the stream that you're in, and then you're going to be working with your team on the implementation plan and fleshing out the project that you're proposing. And in the summer, you're mainly focused on getting your project together. And if you're an entrepreneur, ideally that project can lead to a startup company, or if you're a producer, it will lead to a really good portfolio piece. And we're working hog wild to get that together. And then at the end of the third semester, you're going to be presenting the projects. And so again, this is kind of a breakdown of the program structure. The blue boxes are compulsory subjects that everyone has to take. They're electives that you're going to select. There are 2 electives. And then your stream, whether you're games, social mobile interactive, media psychology, or the new stream that we'll be announcing officially at this talk, you're going to have 2 electives that you're required to take for that stream, and that's how the stream is defined, with all of the other people within that stream. And so this is kind of the broad program structure. If you're interested in more details of the specific classes, there is the program handbook that we can pass out to you. Doris can make available to you. And so the study streams we have, again, are games, which are led by Jackie, social mobile internet by William, applied design psychology, David, and our brand new stream that we're launching this fall is a new stream in art tech, which Anthony Kong is leading, and he will talk a little bit more about that at the conclusion of my presentation here. And so you have the stream classes that you take, and then there are electives, and the focus of the electives are advanced topics related to these specialties. They're industry relevant. A lot of them bring out new research, like we have a transformational technology elective. They're electives that complement the streams. And then we also have subjects from other departments. There's the MDes program and computing. A lot of students also take electives from those programs, which are also available to you. We also have independent study as well too. So if you find something that you really want to learn and you really want to dig in on your own, you can actually work with one of the faculty and propose an independent study as an elective. And so here's a sample of some of the electives that I mentioned. We have some of the top people. We have a really good, in the social robots area, we have collaborations with Hanson Robotics. We have art, concept art, production and design person, Terry, he just was in visual effects for a long period of time, and then teaches in our program in this. And he just, his film just premiered. I don't know if you guys know rest of the team here, but Terry's film just premiered, I think it was yesterday. And so what we do with in our program here is we try to make it very relevant. And so we're really looking, we have, sorry?
I didn't hear you for maybe about few seconds. I don't know if that's
sorry.
The same.
Let me pop out of this, pop back, and then just I noticed there are like 3 topics on the chat, but I haven't. I don't have access to the chat thing from my presentation. So if there are any questions, happy to take them later. And so what we try to do for the projects is that they're entertainment relevant projects. There's the local market opportunities. Actually, there are a lot of opportunities here in Hong Kong, especially with the toy industry here, and in entertainment, in combination of kind of toys and media. We still have Canto Pop on the music side, and in Hong Kong still has a big presence in films and video games. There are commercially relevant opportunities. So the projects that we try to encourage you to work on kind of are in these areas. There's also a lot of government grants. And so what you could do is, if you're more on the research side, you can come up with a topic, do some research, put a grant proposal together. And the government in Hong Kong here is fairly supportive, especially if you can get matching funds from industry to get research grant funding that will then turn into a research position, or potentially funding your own MPhil or PhD. And there are also startup opportunities as well too. We have PolyU also has a micro fund where students can come up with ideas to pitch, to present, and our master's students have been fairly successful in winning these micro funds. William, I think they get it's like 120,000 or something, $120,000 dollars to further refine and to develop your project. And then in Hong Kong, we have good relationships with the incubator accelerators here in Hong Kong as well too. And you can get free office space and additional support for startups. But the projects that we try to encourage you to develop are, the idea is to make them entertainment relevant, to help lead you to this objective that you have when you leave. And so we have a broad faculty. So you're meeting the stream leaders today, but we have a number of faculty that have, a lot of them have a combination of industry experience and academic background. So most of them have PhDs as well as industry experience. And that's it for the overview. And I'll pass it on now to Anthony.
Hey, thank you very much, Gino, for the overview. This is Anthony Kong. I'm responsible for the Media Art Technology stream. Okay, let me share my screen. Okay. All right. Yeah, because in the coming cohort, we are introducing a brand new stream called Media Art Technology. Because this stream area is developed very fast in Hong Kong. You may know that the West Kowloon Cultural District projects in Hong Kong is keep going, and lots of new built museum is now launching. For example, the Empress, for example, the Chinese Palace Museum. I think it will be more and more continuous to develop art and design culture in Hong Kong, especially in the development of the West Kowloon districts. And also another one, one on the east, one on the west. Okay, in the east side, one center is called the East Kowloon Cultural Center. It is going to launch in Hong Kong. Yeah, it is another major venues in Hong Kong is focusing on the art technologies. That means art technology is a very hot and fast growing area to be developed in Hong Kong, and it is very supported by Hong Kong government because the government policy announced in 2020, it will put over 10 billion Hong Kong dollar into these area sectors. Okay, so what is this mainly about? Media art technologies. Okay, because of those infrastructures, investment, vision, and policy support, I think in this stream, our student can be combined both technical knowledge and skills. It is the science parks, and also with the artistry of design. It is combined art and science. Okay, we use design methods, design thinking, design skills to combine both together into a new medium of artistic projects for our MScMET program. Yeah, I think this kind of combination can actually deliver a very in-depth art representation to communicate with the audience and to create a brand new art technologies experience. Okay, what is it about actually? It is very easy and simple to categorize media in a way, art in another way, technology in the third way. Okay, the first word, media, we can say it is as multimedia, transmedia, hypermedia, art media, creative media, interactive media. There are lots of different forms of media. As Gino talking about the media development history, we can use text as a medium, audio and sound as another, maybe images, still images, moving images, animation, film, video, interactivity, game, and other generative images or graphic simulation. That kind, what we call it media tools, media elements, to use this as a form of elements to create your own work. It's mainly for communication. And then art. Okay, you may know about visual arts. Okay, in your high school, okay, in your primary school, okay, you draw a lot, right? You have art class. Okay, we have literature arts. Okay, for example, you write a script for a movie, for a film, performing arts, new media art, conceptual art. These kinds of art form. Okay, we have 8 form of art traditionally. This is painting, sculpture, okay, like Michelangelo, music, we have dance, literatures, architecture, lots of things, theaters and cinema. And then in multimedia world, okay, in 20th century, we create a lot of paper-based comics, and then digital comics, and then we create animation, or now a video game. That kind of art medium can actually combine with the media to create a new form of media art. Okay, that is what this stream aims to do. And then what is the main objective we have to combine. And then the last thing, okay, we're talking about technologies. I see someone asked in the chat box, do we have some blockchain game or etc.? Okay, blockchain technology is just one of the technologies we can apply into your projects. Okay, for example, we list about technologies in this slide, AR, augmented reality, okay, VR, virtual reality, okay, or visual reality, extended reality, mixed reality, immersive technologies, lots of things, AI, etc., etc. Okay, we can just simply pick one technologies into one art form and then put into one medium. Okay, that is whole idea of the media art technology stream of what you are going to do. Okay, that is the whole stream design for artists, for designer, for engineer, for game designer. Okay, whatever you want to do, you have to put three elements together into this stream. I think it's much more clear. Okay, I can show you some example. It is a very famous NFT art form created by Bebo. Okay, because it costs quite a lot amount of money. Okay, so it become very famous. NFT is a kind of art form. Okay, so we can further explore to do. And also some immersive art. It is a reference from the Art Electronica. You can do some generative art form to express some ideas and concept. And some installation is the tangible art. Okay, you can use some electronics devices and then put into an art form to tell your own story, to express a feeling, to raise out a new question. Maybe, okay, you can use some physical and digital product. Okay, it's now a new keyword, very fascinating. We call it physical and digital combination into a new form of art. Okay, we can also create this kind of projects in your coming years of the studies. You can combine music. Okay, you can play a piano, play a guitar. Okay, or you can combine with the dance. Okay, that's kind of performing arts elements into the projects. And also in relate to some emerging technology, you can use a holographic and then you physical and digital interactive art format. It is possible to create your own job. Okay, this video is from Henan. Okay, it create a tourism destination, okay, into an augmented reality format. Okay, you can simply take a look. Yeah. Yes. Okay. You can see this is a very interesting part. We put a new media form into a physical real destination to create another experience for tourists. Okay, they can actually feel in another way to increase, to promote a new tourism experience. That kind of things you can actually propose in the media art technology stream. Okay, what is the main conclusion is that the main objective of media, art, and technologies, it is an interdisciplinary stream. It is sum of media, art, and technology, three elements to create an artifacts. Okay, no matter it is a physical, digital, or mixed artifacts, ability to express and communicate your ideas, your feeling, and your question. The ultimate outcome is to benefit to this whole society and humankind. I think it's much more clear that art traditionally is to raise a question, and then technologies is to provide a solution in a medium format to express. Oh, okay, that is a very clear objective in this stream. Thank you very much. Okay, I don't take you long. Okay, I may pass to Jackie for the game stream.
Thank you, Anthony. Okay, let me share my screen first. Okay, so hi everyone, I'm Jackie. I'm one of the person that's teaching the game stream. Just a quick intro of myself first. I have a computer science background, and then, as Gino said, I studied this program to study game design and like more on the soft skills side of things of games. I think 7 years ago. And then after I graduate, I work a little bit as a programmer in a mobile game company. And then I started my own studio. I start my studio by myself first. So there's only one man in the studio. And then it gradually grows into a couple of people currently. So I think over like I've made games that have over 5 or 6 millions of people have played my games, and I think one of my biggest achievements so far is I've won the Chinese indie game indie play award 3 years ago 中国独立游戏大赛 in Shanghai. The best mobile, I won the best mobile game and also nominated for the best most innovative game of that year. And yeah, that's pretty much about myself. And I'm a gamer. I've over 1,000 games on Steam and playing Marvel Snap and High on Life recently. So I think a game as a media has been always on the frontier on the advancement of technology and also entertainment. Just because how much of immersive experience you can bring as a form of entertainment in video games. And also it's just like, you know, it's human nature. Like when you are free, like you just want to have fun, right? And I think that's why it's such a big force. And you know, the gamers population has been growing for the last 10 years or so. And even like besides like traditional games that we are playing, we are seeing a lot of new opportunities. For example, Netflix, who make the movies and TV shows, right? You know, they have announced last year they actually have over 50 self-development games currently. I mean, it's 50 something, I think. And also like there are new technologies like blockchain and NFT that has enabled the people still exploring like what they can do, what this new technology can bring to the table, right? I saw a report last week, I think like over a third of venture capital that get into the Web3, over a third of those money are put onto the hands of companies that make games, making games. Okay. Yeah. But at the same time, there are a lot of opportunities and good things. At the same time, I think recently there are some bad news too, right? You know, the economy is kind of enter a recession period. Just name some of the biggest player, right? Tencent. They killed over 40 projects this year. Mihail Holoverse, they have killed one of their biggest AAA new project in development that haven't been announced yet, but they have already put a lot of resources in there, but they kill it. Also, like it's getting very competitive. You know, when I talk with my one of the alumni who graduated in this program, like I think 20 years ago, they were talking about like in this program they need to make games before they start to make a game. They need to make their own game engine. And but nowadays, you know, you can just like tell like GTP chat to code a Tetris game for you in 1 minute. You don't even need to code. And I just saw there was a new technology announced 2 weeks ago. It's called PolyU. You know what PolyU is doing? It's more than WAR-E. WAR-E, DAW-E is more than DAW-E. DAW-E is use AI to generate image, right? PolyU has enabled you to just install Unreal Engine, and then you type one sentence. For example, I type a Q dot. I want a Q dot, and then a 3D model of a Q dot will automatically generate for you within 20 seconds. So it's getting more competitive at the same time. Over 10,000 games are released on Steam every year. Over 1 to 2,000 new games are released. Mobile games are released on the App Store and Google Play Store. And I do think when you're going to graduate 1 year after that, after this program, you're going to face some opportunity. And I think this program really get you well prepared to face this current situation in the game industry or industry that needs to use gamification. Why? So this is what you're going to expect to learn from the game stream. But why? First of all, it's because as Gino and Anthony said, our faculty members are always really hype and generate interest into the newest technology and newest trends across different industry, right? Across different media industry. And you will get exposed to those new trends and technology. And you can experience and see what opportunities are out there. Okay, that's one of the reasons. And also, you know, a lot of us are running business, and it's really not just the academic part, also like in the real world, the part of things. If you want to say that in this way. But on the second part is we don't only teach like hard skills, like a certain feature in Unity or how to code in a programming language. We don't like we focus more on the soft skill side of things and asking the question of why game is fun, why these games have a lot of people playing, and we ask the root question by studying these very fundamental things. No matter how fast the tools, the technology change, what you pick up from this program will always be beneficial to you, because no matter how much the engine change, people are still wanting to play fun games, right? It's about the experience, and we really focus on that. As you can see, the topic we're going through. So let's go through it one by one very quickly. So we asked you the questions: what is game? That you may be get shocked because you may find out the game is not what you think, or not what the thing that you usually played is. And we study a lot of game design theories and framework, basically answer the question of why a game is fun. And then you get a bit hands-on by prototyping your own games and your own creative idea, expressing it. And then we also study more production side of things. So we study how to use data analytics and being able to use Scrum or similar method to iterate through your development or design cycle. And then we also cover things like project management, production pipeline, and even marketing and how to acquire user. Acquire user has been a huge challenge in the industry, I would say. It's also a huge change because of the privacy policy of different platforms. Basically, generally speaking, it has increased 30 to 40% of marketing costs across all the gaming companies because of the privacy policy change. Yeah, that's very interesting topic. yeah, as you can see, we are updating. We're really updating our topics every year, right? I think this year, I mean, the current year, we start adding things like NFT and blockchain a little bit, right? Yeah. So, and besides the class or besides the lecture, what else do we have? I think the most powerful thing that you can take away from this program is really the alumni network. The alumni network. We have people, as Gino said, we have like over 800 people, right? And we have people working across different sectors in the game industry. People working in Tencent, NetEase. I believe a lot of you, like I heard during an interview, like you have a friend from those big company and they recommend you to this program, right? And also we have people like me, who are working in a smaller company, like they start their own company, and or also like small company like Coconut Island, or 椰岛游戏, right? Or 新东网络. It's an IPO company, but still relatively small. Right. Also, we have people working like AAA studios like Ubisoft as well. So it's really up to you to get connect to them. And also in our studio, like in the 11th floor of the building, we have a lot of games for you to play freely. And we get budget to buy new games. So recently we got God of War, so you can just play there. And also like we got different kind of VR device for you to experiment if you want to, and to play games, VR games, right? Also, with workshops, we have a lot of workshop and field trips. So those are really up to you. Like, for example, if you want to learn a specific coding skill or engine feature, you can propose to us, and we will try to arrange such workshop and field trips. Field trips, we went to different art exhibition and also gaming arcade center. I think the gaming arcade in Hong Kong is one of the best in the world, right? Besides Japan, I would say it has really a huge variety of games. Yeah, and also I think Anthony and Gino talk about it, so I won't cover it. Like we have a lot of different fundings if you want to start your own business. So I think it's really up to what you want to do after you graduate. Like, do you want to be a producer? Do you want to be a project manager, UX designer, game designer, like level system designer or gameplay programmer, right? I think you can find what you need from this program and got the most important big picture of what's going on currently in the industry, and also the skills that you need. And as mentioned, I'm more on the business side of things. My thinking is very simple. It's like, given a amount of money and a period of time, how do I make a game that's fun enough that there's enough people to play it and also willing to pay money to the game, so to grow and sustain the business. But also we have other faculty member who is not here today. Reese, we have other person who is teaching together on the game design, game development class. He is I think he already finished his PhD degree. So he is focusing on the research side of things. So on the academic side, he studied a lot of different topics on game research. And also we have Professor Pin, who is in who is specializing on the technical side of things. I think he write a lot of paper about computer graphics in general. Yeah, so we have different members who are teaching, who has different expertise. Yeah. So I think lastly, I think a lot of during the interview, during the admission interview, a lot of people ask the question is like, if I want to get into this program, and what can I do to be well prepared for this program? A few things very quickly. First, think about what do you want to do in a master project. You know, there's you're doing a 1 year period project, and you can think about what you want to do, and then it's up to you to like try to get other people interest in your idea and pitch to them, and to group together to make your project come true, right? So maybe think you can it's good to spend some time to think about what kind of project you want to do, and then try to stay close to the industry, read the news, read the gaming news every day, play the newest games, and play lots of games. Try to even play the games that you hate. Okay, for example, oh, I don't like let's say I'm an indie gamer who hates social casino games. I would say like study the social casino games as well. I'm sure there will be things that you can learn and improve your indie games track. You know, yeah. Also be proactive. Be proactive. I think is one of the most important thing, because it's really up to you to try to connect to different alumni in this program and propose what you want to get from this program, and we will try to present you the content that you want, right? Besides from the most important one, like for example, even the lecture, besides the most important lectures, like we'll have like additional lectures if there are enough students interested in it. From the previous year, I think like due to requests, I think we cover like a topic of porting a game, like porting a like how to port, what should be careful when porting a mobile game to a console game. And also we cover like additional topic like tips and tricks on remote work, and burnout is because of the COVID, you know, like students were interested in that topic, so we cover that. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. Thank you very much. Should I hand it over to William?
Thank you.
Okay.
So my name is William Liang, and I am the stream leader for Social Mobile Stream. A little bit introduction about myself. I grew up in Japan and Hong Kong. I spent half my life in the United States. I got my degrees there. I got my doctorate degree in engineering from University of Pennsylvania. Since then, I worked in various early stage companies, both in Wall Street as well as in the Silicon Valley in California. I founded some companies myself. I co-founded a hackerspace, Hong Kong's first hackerspace called Dim Sum Labs. And so I'm very interested in sort of the DIY making thing, culture also. So I would describe myself as an educator, an entrepreneur, a maker. I mentor a lot of different sort of startups through different organizations. Some of them are through PolyU's entrepreneurship department called KTEO. I also invest in some startups. This is my personal contact information. So social mobile internet stream. As you know, the earliest adopted sort of technology, internet, started maybe 40 years ago, even earlier, but widely adopted 40 years ago. It was basically, you can think of it as the engine of economic growth for the last few decades. It's akin to the revolution that technologies like steam engine, electricity, and similar technologies like that have brought onto humankind, right? What internet did was it shrank distances around the world. It made something that used to be far away a lot closer, just like what telephone did also. But telephone was only restricted to sound, or telegraph was only restricted to dots and dashes. internet did a lot more than that. So, and then riding on the back of internet, mobile technology came along. And what really kickstarted the mobile revolution was arguably the introduction of iPhone in 2007. The smartphone, the ubiquitous smartphone now, started around then, riding on top of the internet. And along with that, so with the combination of internet, so think of the internet as roads connecting the entire world together. And then the introduction of smartphones. Smartphone became the means for almost most of the world population to get on this road, right? To access this information highway, and to ride along with this sort of productivity growth that this technology brings about to the whole world. And then social networks came along. And so what social network came along, what it did was it basically allowed the network effect to take hold even on an individual basis. So the network effect is sort of this exponential growth factor that happens in something like a telephone network or internet. But the network effect is not that obvious until everybody gets on it, and it's exponential. Its effect is exponential. So as you can see, social, mobile, and internet really is the big driving force in sort of the productivity, economic growth, and the changes of the way people interact with each other, and so on, last few decades. So how do we prepare our students to contribute and be relevant in this whole industry and in this technological revolution? Well, so the goal of our program, and especially in our stream, is to equip our students with the latest knowledge in the technologies that advanced technology at the edge of the technology in internet and mobile industry. We want to make our students, our graduates, world-class leader in this industry. And as Gino mentioned earlier, we want to produce entrepreneurs, producers, and researchers in this industry. So how do we go about doing this? Well, you know that nowadays there's this sort of a commonly shared saying that if some information, some knowledge is taught in a 4-year university program, let's say, by the time the 4 year is over, that knowledge may be outdated already. So we don't want to focus too much on the actual knowledge, but we want to really teach the students to learn how to learn and to think and be inquisitive, right? But at the same time, we do also want to create a habit for the students to create a habit to keep abreast of latest developments in the industry, and we do so by posting relevant articles to make our students read the latest articles that we post to them, and so on. We also work closely with industry and invite relevant industry experts to give talks. The course content, like Gino mentioned earlier, is almost constantly revised every year to reflect the ever evolving nature of this ever advancing and evolving nature of this of the tech industry. We also encourage our students to participate in as many contests, hackathons, and entrepreneurial seed funding, contests as much as possible. So the projects so every student who come to a program have to form a team, to group into teams, and produce a capstone final year project. And what's especially true for social mobile internet students, is that we expect our students to solve real problems and find real users and customers and be in touch with the market. And we think that is quite unique in this stream, as well as across many programs in other universities. There really aren't that many programs that are as focused on sort of the real market as we do. We really want you to understand the market well, first we want you to find real problems, understand the market, test your ideas in the market, and so on. And that's a big part of what we teach you. And we constantly remind our students that the project should be something, the focus should be to make something people want. And the students through this through this program will learn how to create real world values for real world customers, through their projects. So a little bit of sort of detail of the topics that we go over in the fall. So in our stream, in the fall semester, the first semester, we'll go through industry trends. We want you to learn how to identify real world problems, how to do market analysis. We teach you to do design-led ideation of how to solve some of these problems. And we introduce you to something called the Lean Startup methodology, and which is a methodology to use the least amount of resource and time to iteratively test your idea using something called minimum viable product. So that will be in the fall semester. And then in the spring semester, then we'll go more into the technology side of things. So then we'll actually, we'll talk about internet and mobile technologies, the basic fundamental technologies, as well as things like LoRaWAN, IoT, and we'll go into machine learning, AI. There's no avoid that, like any company that's involved in any tech company nowadays will have something to do with machine learning and AI. And it's very important that our students, having no technical background, should leave our stream having some understanding of machine learning and AI, different types of machine learning techniques, how it's done, what are the pros and cons, and what are the limitations and ability of these different techniques. We'll also go into cryptocurrency and the blockchain, blockchain technology, making crypto possible, NFT, decentralized finance, decentralized autonomous organization, and we'll also get into Web3 and metaverse. So our students, I mentioned that our students, so a lot of our students graduate and they end up working as product managers in tech companies, as well as UX designers. Some of them will go on to do doctoral studies, and some will work in digital marketing as well. A few will win seed fundings and go on to start their own companies. And so far, I think approximately the tally I have here is that our students, well, this is so I've been teaching this program for this is the 13th year, I think, or the 12th year. And so during my tenure, I've added up, and I think our students have won about almost 2 million Hong Kong dollars in seed funding, and our students end up usually working for many different tech companies, but including the list here. A little bit of some examples of some of the projects that end up coming out of our program. Milky Assistant is from, I think, 2 years ago or a year ago. This group ended up joining. Oh, by the way, this is them presenting in class, and then we also made them present in VR. This is about 3 years ago or 2 years ago during COVID, at the height of COVID. We made all our students do final presentation in AR. So this is the same team making their presentation in AR. They initially joined some sort of a PolyU seed funding and they won the $5,000. This is just the beginning, but then later on they went on to win $600,000 of Makerthon funding. And this project is still ongoing right now, and I'm actually mentoring this team. This is another team that created a game called Apocalypse, codename Apocalypse, and you can see that they are covered by Indie Live Expo. We also have alumni who last year won the Outstanding Alumni Award of our department, PolyU Design, in the entrepreneurial achievement category. And there's the list goes on. These are some of the more older sort of examples of our students. This, I think, Box is a startup that resulted from our students' project and so on. So that concludes my introduction to the social mobile internet stream. If you have any further questions, please ask me during the Q&A session. And here I'm going to pass. I'm going to stop my sharing here and let Dr. Williams continue with his psychology stream. David, you're up.
Hi there. Thanks, William. Thanks, everybody.
You're welcome.
Always good to hear everybody's sharing. So I will round off the presentations of the streams now. Let me just share up quickly some slides. I'm conscious we're running quite over time, so we still need to have the Q&A. So thanks, guys, for your in-depth introductions. So I lead the applied design psychology stream. And my background is in engineering and psychology, particularly where those two meet in cognitive psychology. So particularly using models of computers to inform us about how people think and why they behave in certain ways and why they make certain decisions in their lives. My undergraduate was in information systems engineering at Imperial College in London. And then my PhD was in cognitive psychology and user interface design at Loughborough University in the UK. And since then, I've been working in large and small companies, particularly in the area of new technology prototyping and then turning into new products. I spent 2 periods at Motorola in the UK and also in Italy. And in 2000, I came out to Shanghai and set up my own product design company. And I've been doing that since 2006. And this is why you can see my slides in some different languages, because I'm normally presenting to different audiences. The applied design psychology stream is a kind of unique stream within the program, in the sense that we support the other programs. We're not expecting anybody to come into the MSc and graduate as a psychologist. What we're trying to do is to give a psychological view and understanding of consumers and audiences, as well as you as an entrepreneur or a researcher or as a consumer. So in the applied design psychology stream, we're very interested to help you to develop skills around your own creativity and challenge and motivation. And as William said, curiosity is very important. And at the same time, we're helping you to understand models and theories and case studies of how psychology can be applied to new media technology, to games, to animation and videography, to new internet business models, new products and services. What is the role, the value, and the techniques of psychology that can inform and assist those areas to develop? So right now, as I say, since 2006, I've been running companies out here in Asia, and working with lots of different kinds of companies, big and small. The company Global Digital Mojo is particularly focused on new media, interactive media, metaverse, and AI. So really, all of these things are coming together in the kinds of applications that we've been talking about already. Now, because I'm working in the industry, that's my main job. I'm an adjunct faculty on this program. I also am adjunct faculty on other programs within the design school. So I have a good view of the different kinds of activities going on in this school. And also I'm faculty in some other universities around the world. So I can bring some very good connections between academia and industry, and also a chance for you to meet students and companies from many different places around the world. This is where I spend my time. Right now I'm in Osaka, actually, in our office in Osaka, and I'll be in Taiwan tomorrow and in Hong Kong on Tuesday. So that's a pretty typical week now that the COVID situation is making travel, is not restricting travel. So on Wednesday we start this semester, so I'm happy to be back and meet the students this semester. Now I just want to give a quick overview of what we cover in the applied design psychology area. Let's flip this open. Okay. Second. It's not sharing. Am I sharing here or not? I can't actually tell me. Is the screen sharing? William?
I don't see it.
Oh, okay, 1 second. Zoom is being strange. Okay. So applied psychology is bringing together lots of aspects of psychology, from design, media, and also individual and social psychology. But because this is an applied program, we want to show how these theories can be applied into what we're doing in the multimedia entertainment industry. So a cognitive view is very important because the cognitive and computational view of psychology fits very well with the kinds of applications, services, and products we're developing. It's informed a lot by computer science and engineering, but it also brings unique perspectives from psychology and personal development. So in the psychology, applied design psychology stream, cognitive is a very important word, and cognitive science is our view. Don't think we're going to solve your relationship problems. This isn't a psychotherapy program. It's good for you to understand if you join. You're learning about the application of psychology in multimedia entertainment technology. Okay. Central to cognitive psychology is a deep understanding of the brain. So neuroscience and neuropsychology is central to our program. And through the 2 semesters, we learn a lot about the brain, which parts of the brain do what, tools and techniques for studying the brain, and then what kind of science, what have we learned from the brain that we can apply in multimedia entertainment technology. So looking at this image now, it probably seems very complicated, but by the end of the program, you will be very familiar with the anatomy of the brain and the functional distribution around the brain, what the brain actually does. Now, everybody's been talking about learning. We're an MSc program. It's tough. And I don't think anybody has said that outright, but I want to say it. This is a tough program. So if you're thinking of joining us, you need to be ready and motivated to learn hard. Not to just work hard, but to learn hard. And every stream and every professor is going to push you. You're doing these streams and subjects in parallel. So not unlike a parallel computer, you're going to have to do many things at the same time. So learning how to learn and learning how to think are very important parts of this program. And in the psychology stream, we will help you to do that. So as I say, we're providing tools and techniques to support you in the whole MSc. So some important people you'll meet along the way, like R.D. Lang, John Dewey, Ada Countess Lovelace, Charles Eames. These are all people who have different perspectives on creativity, learning, and thinking. And the result of those perspectives can be amazing things. Like here you have the differential engine, the first calculating mechanical computer from the 19th century, which is exhibited, or at least a completed version of this is exhibited next to my undergraduate university in London, next to Imperial College at the Science Museum. So if you want to see this in real life, please go along. I've been blessed over the past 11 years to have several co-professors in this program. Here you can see some of you, this person will be familiar to you. We've had some really amazing co-professors. This semester, we have a new co-professor, and I think we'll see what the situation is next year if you're joining in. But the teaching team is really developing creativity, a kind of self-reflection on the way you learn, the way you create, the way you work. We want you to be compassionate, and this particularly relates to teamwork. In the masters, in the MSc, we really want you to work in teams. And we've found over the past 3 or 4 years, that this is becoming maybe not as much of a habit as before. And often students are asking to work alone on projects, the projects that William was just introducing, for example. But we really want you to learn how to get along together in a team, because this is what you will have to do in your working lives, whether as an entrepreneur or working in a large company or in a research lab. You need to learn how to work with others and get the best out of teamwork. So that kind of success comes from compassion. It comes from understanding others. It also comes from practical expertise. So in this stream, we also do a lot of experimental work. So you learn how to design a usability test, which could be really useful if you're developing apps or new products and services. And we're really interested in you transforming yourself. So how can you develop as an individual? The goals for this stream, well, we want to help you to avoid being automated. So creativity is a big part of that. And human skills and compassion, these are all things which as yet technology does not do very well, doesn't really need to do very well, to be honest. We want you to give you tools to understand your own place in society, particularly this highly mediated society that we live in. And we want to make you a good learner, both now during the MSc, but also for the rest of your life. Learning should be a habit for you for the rest of your life. We similarly to the other streams, we have lecture time, we have workshops, we have a project. All of these run through 2 semesters. The first semester is an introduction to applied design psychology, and the second semester focuses on creativity. We have guest speakers coming in, all from industry. Those guest speakers will share with you their application of psychology in their work. They can be from marketing, product design, design agencies, governments, entrepreneurship, many different areas. And the project work is done in a group. We have 2 projects in the first semester and the second semester. Our hope is that as you go through this stream, that you will become a really valuable asset for project teams where you team up with other students from the other streams, and you will really bring this human-centered view to the projects that you create, and also in your future career. And I've been really happy to hear how students have used this program in their work after they've graduated, and particularly the area of brain science is very hot right now, particularly if you're going into any kind of artificial intelligence startup or deep learning startup. I've had a lot of feedback from students who've they had a unique knowledge when they came to interview for such jobs, that they'd studied this in the applied design psychology stream. So I really hope that you can come and join us across our 4 streams. But remember, just because you're in a stream doesn't mean that you can't join in other subjects. You can choose subjects from the streams as electives. So we're very happy to have guests in applied design psychology stream as elective students, so just taking semester 1 or semester 2. The 2 semesters are designed so that they don't have to be taken together. They can be taken separately. So we really hope that we can transform you into really humanistic and creative people to develop the multimedia industry. Thanks very much.
Yeah, thanks a lot for David's sharing. All right, thank you very much. Do you have any other questions want to ask? Okay, if no, thank you for attending our info seminar. I hope you can get a wonderful experience and get all the information from our colleagues and understand more about our program. Thank you very much. Okay, see you in soon. Okay, if you are part of program, good luck and thank you. Bye bye. Thank you.